Alright, time to progress.
Time to find out what we're up against.
This part will have two of the story missions, so we'll have to continue to see Baranor. Yeah, that's another cool thing. You can stealth kill while in midair. That's actually pretty cool. Despite that being relatively different from Talion, you know, Baranor can still perform a bit of acrobatics, you know, and do the Assassin's Creed stealth kill from above without receiving falling damage. You do get it if you actually just jump off, if you don't use the parachute. So now it's time to infiltrate the fortress of Shindram, which is the one of this region, and see what we can, you know, the intel we can gain from it.
If you're serious about taking this fort and getting me my coin, we'll need to find out what we're up against. And we'll need to be discreet.
I wouldn't want to ruin your reputation among the orcs.
For the time being, we need to sneak in.
Ah. Ooh.
This one is very, it's literally, you know, mortally vulnerable to stealth. Also, I missed an upgrade. Damn it!
We buy armor. We hire those mercenaries.
So with Mog dead, that makes Gimu the new war chief. Or is it Baruch? How am I supposed to keep this straight?
Clogs can start brewing again. Lift that dude. Yes. A brew of our own.
No need to trouble
Yang.
yourself anymore.
Oh, this spice. But sweet.
Nicely done, little brother. Very discreet.
Thank you, Akans.
The captain also dropped these augments that you can get for your perks, so the game actually encourages also to engage against the orcs.
Well.
Of
He's
course.
called Takra, the sand spider.
There you go. The overlord of this fortress is not randomly generated, but instead is, you know, because it's ultimately the villain ready to defeat, is this guy, Takra.
Come straight from Baranor.
He's also voiced by Nolan North.
I think we saw him earlier on the grid.
Yes, because you can notice him as soon as you enter the region and you unlock intel. For the time being, we just need to stealthily, you know, go around Shindram. While you cannot use the roofs that much, because currently the overlord is having a speech on the balcony. If he notices you, the mission is over. It's not game over, so don't worry. You just need to restart the mission.
I got it. I'm good.
Also, another thing that I didn't mention, because again, Baranor is mortal and is not attached to a Wraith or anything, you do not have Wraith mode. You have to literally entirely, you know, use your surroundings to spot things out. You cannot, you know, see, you know, for example, a book that builds behind a wall or something. So again, compared to the main game, this is technically harder than your normal experience, but like I said, because of a different type of way these handles upgrades, you know, and similar, it feels very refreshing to me. And like I said, it makes it very fun to play as a result. I wouldn't be too surprised if, similar to how the DLC of the first game shaped up, you know, this particular game, some of the mechanics in this will eventually shape up also the Wonder Woman video game, like for example maybe the perks that you acquire for your gear, for example.
That would be neat.
By letting Jagai die. By becoming Serka. Jagai was weak, afraid. He could be hurt, killed.
Essentially, Serka says that he essentially changed his identity to be stronger in a world that you know, that was rough against both him and his brother. Which I get what they're coming from, because again, which is something accurate to the book, the reason why the Men of the East are the way they are is because again they were always ostracized by Gondor, and the world they live in is always ruthless in some kind of manner. The terrains, you know, is harsher because it may be a desert or not have normal resources. They're cut off from the rest of the world of man. They have to deal with the orcs constantly. So again, someone from like Serka and Baranor, you know, in their childhood might not have, you know, have their best upbringing.
Finish up so we can leave.
Sure, I'm trying it. You can also use the grappling hook to get up quickly to, in vertical spaces, but, again, you're not as fast or agile as a Talion would be, with Celebrimbor, but it's still a good alternative and, visually an interesting variety. Also, Nolan is having the time of his life yelling, so let's try to leave a message while we're exiting, the fortress. The overlord is placed conveniently near a barrel, so...
No way.
Sorry,
So
I was just trying, as you would say, to disarm the tension.
Maybe a good time to leave.
So I wonder if that will affect the eventual fight with him later on.
No, it's more a case of he gets a prosthetic later on, but that's it. Fun fact, this bodyguard that will show up for this mission, that one is actually randomly generated, so you never know what you can get.
So I'm guessing a lot of what's done in this game is more so preset and required. Like, I'm guessing you have to... Oh, wow, you can do an upward grapple shot. That's neat.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that, like, it's required that you blow off the Overlord's arm.
Yeah, so it's part of the story mission, but it doesn't really affect him gameplay-wise.
I do get what you mean about this DLC definitely being a lot more linear compared to the main game, but not too much of a fault.
It still feels nice, and like I said, because of the gameplay changes, it really feels refreshing.
It does, yes. I'll admit, a game that can, make a full-fledged skill tree for another character, that's...
Well, it's not as big, but it's still, substantial.
Really have a death wish, but you're in luck. I grant wishes.
Whatever you say,
How
heavy
nice.
weapons guy.
How nice of you.
He's using fire.
Even the motions of the executions are actually unique for Baron because, of course, having a different equipment. Ow. Unfortunately, this guy is also arrow-proof, so I'm into... Yeah, another thing that you get in terms of upgrade from Thorvin that I got from the previous part, like I said, there are different types of bullets. You get the normal one, fire one, or poison one. No ice one, unfortunately, but the perks that you get from captains can potentially allow you to have, proper freezing ones.
Very nice.
Just as useless as before.
Ow. There you go, Serka forgot. Oh, actually, no, I thought that Serka was actually about to kill him.
You
But,
get,
oh, there
you
we
get
go.
horrified by being brutally cut.
Yeah,
In Ray's saying.
yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, I too would be a bit mad if it turned out my foot was cut off.
It's kind of equivalent to an adrenaline rush, dude.
Unfortunately, that would leave him a bit off balance.
I think it's time we left, little brother.
Yeah, give me a second, Serka, please.
Just gotta pop into the main menu here for a bit.
For another upgrade, there you go.
You want to try and get us killed again?
Time to leave. We're losing them.
Bye!
First, let me get some currency, there you go.
Yeah, take him down while
This
also
game
pretty
takes,
much...
this game uses a system similar to Doomsday 2016 in terms of icons of things that you can get. Compared to the main game, there's a lot more in terms of items, so they had to diversify.
Where did they
So
get
long, suckers! Like, this feels like the ending of a Lupin the Third movie.
I know, right?
Now we know what we're dealing with.
I've seen two kinds of mercenary, brother. One of them fights for gold, and the other seeks death in whatever way he can find it. I'm starting to think you're the second kind.
Okay.
Alright.
And yeah, like I said, after each story mission, you gain a specific story-related skills that you get.
There's no turning back.
In order to streamline things out, one of them will reveal you all the intel when it comes to the warships, so you will not have to interrogate ones. You can still do that, but essentially that
The
one
Orcs were
streamlines
bound to
things up more easily
retaliate
for
after
you.
our infiltration of their fortress. The only question is how hard they've struck back.
Alright, things have changed a bit, unfortunately, well, between missions.
Welcome, sir. Would you like to hire more of my mercenary?
Where is Serka?
I am Zoja, and the Vanishing Sons have chosen a new leader.
Uh-oh.
Prices may have gone up since
Where is my brother?
your brother.
Stop yelling!
Does being the leader mean you have to have sporadic
You
outbursts?
see, I had a brother once. His name was Serka. Then a stranger came, and he started to forget who his family was, his real family. Men who followed him bled with him
Stop yelling! Like, again,
started to
what
think
is
to work
this
against
DLC's
us,
tone?
against our patrons. No need for that. I gave him to a very fine
Huh.
fellow.
No,
By the name of
circus
Bojack.
people sold him out.
Runs a
Yep.
pit called the
With
Because
or
they
without
believe
the
it was
money.
going too
all
soft.
sorts of warriors, beasts. You wouldn't think a man could get torn apart in so many ways.
I will be back.
Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da.
Make sure you bring plenty of coin.
Dun,
There'll be
dun,
no
dun,
more
dun.
family discounts around here, my friend.
Huh, well, you're a dick.
Yeah. Kinda is.
Welcome to the circus! A cornucopia, blood and pain. This is where flesh eats flesh, and where today you are the main attraction.
You're quite the showman. I'll enjoy killing you.
It seems the show has already begun. I have to
There you go. This ringleader is also predetermined in terms of appearance, you know, but potentially other captains can show up for this mission if you're not too careful. But yeah, time to rescue Serka because again, Baranor, you know, cares about his brother despite everything.
Oh man, I'm surprised that they didn't have us work our way up to the ringmaster, because typically in a circus, the ringmaster...
Again, this is a DLC episode, so despite everything, the length is still not as big as the one of the main game. The story is relatively abridged. I get the idea if it was a mainline game, things would be diluted more.
Typically, ringmasters don't... Well, I mean, that's not to say that they never participate in their own shows, but
This is a
Usually-
bit different.
I guess it figures an orc circus would be like that.
Nice of you to finally join us.
You seem to be holding your own.
Uh-oh.
It seems we have a special attraction in our Festival of Blood. Truly, the circus does not disappoint.
Yeah.
He's also enraged for some reason. Whatever,
Yeah,
he's not
weird. Like, he seems elated more than anything.
The
Unless
cycle
he's...
special movies, like I said, the one that you can acquire from Torvin, but again, it's good for crowd control.
I wonder. Maybe the reason that orc is enraged is that, despite him seeming happy, it is all but a mask for how he truly hates this circus thing, how he feels that it robs him of the true dignity of a warrior.
Or maybe
He
he was
knows
just
that-
hoping Serka will die quietly. Anyway, this game, more than more than the vanilla game, this DLC actually emphasizes a bit how useful a bodyguard is, and as such I will use them more than in the main game. But not only that, it can also allow you to have 3 of them at the same time instead of just one, because again it relies more on Baranor building an army and not having to brand forts in order to do that. So they actually, change things quite a bit even on that front.
Also, dang, werewolves can pop up here too.
Well, at least it's not arrow-proof. Oh shit, throwing axes!
He makes those axes come at us only to come back to him.
Another thing that the DLC has, because again, like I said, you are working differently with what Talion would have. So instead of, the only way for you to actually regain health is by using actual health potions that you can gain by killing enemies, as a loot that you can get. The upgrades will allow you to carry more at the same time. Again, this is very more similar to a traditional Zelda 3D game.
We're not done yet. Let me amaze you.
Oh fuck, he ran away.
I'm guessing we're gonna have to deal with him later.
Maybe more sooner than we think, but for the time being we need to cause a bit of chaos, so let's free the beasts from the circus while we're at it. There you go. Another thing that I didn't mention, Zoja, the guy that we found in place of Serka, was also voiced by Adam Crossdale himself, so again they spared a bit when it came to... They recycled also a bit when it came to the voice acting, which is understandable.
I'm guessing eventual boss battle with him or something that sees him humbled.
Well, Serka will have to confront him for, so selling him out and taking his place, so we'll have to see. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, even the Grog. I freed you, Mr. Grog. Just try to ignore me, jeez.
I know, right?
So inconsiderate.
Spare us that one courtesy.
Also, that bodyguard is actually following me. Another thing that I didn't mention is that one thing that we will get in the main game, so you will be able to see it, is that orcs can use banners in order to rally themselves up and having their attacks more, be more effective. But thanks to the mercenaries, you can do this too, also to your men. So that's pretty cool as well.
So you can sort of use moves that NPCs use as kind of
yeah,
hint that you
in
can
order
do
to
this or that.
help you out.
I suppose. He's fair, I must admit. He's good in a fight, there's no denying it. He died to protect any of us. I'll concede that.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Many come to join our circus, but none last long.
You're all ringmasters? And you're all named Ushak?
Oh, bomb, you say? That gives me an idea,
What? Yeah, hey, you fool!
Oh, that's so charming.
So, can that guy just clone himself, or
like I said, it's a trait of some of the captains. Essentially, I have a bunch of mooks that have alpha books, but physically and in terms of power, they are the same as the captains have, in order to create confusion and not letting you find the proper target. But if you know an AoE attack like the one that I just used, you're perfectly good to go. You will see a demonstration of that also in the main game, don't worry.
Again, gotta give an Nemesis system credit, the variety is definitely on point. I love that one ally of yours was beating him up with the flag.
Yeah, not it was just placing the banner. And my bodyguard becomes the MVP and just kills him. Cool.
That's true.
Well done.
Now to deal with Zosha.
And now, we get to the final cutscene from Hunt Down the Freeman. Enjoy.
Oh, this ought to be funny.
Vanishing sons will be at his service, loyal as ever. Serka, wait! Serka has returned! Huh?
Serka the unkillable, Serka the insufferable, Serka the destroyer! But if any of you would like to return to my
Tone.
Serka the merciful asks only one thing. Take this piece of filth!
Okay, what the hell is going on?
I know, right? Like I said, the scene itself is great because he's getting revenge, but in the middle he needs to make that stupid joke.
Like, I won't lie, that bit sounded like, you know, he was going for the tone of Robin Williams' Genie there with that bit.
This character feels like he came from a different game.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant in the previous part, Pedro. Like I said, despite taking place in the same game, universe, this feels something completely alien to that. And I don't understand why they did that. They didn't need to.
Also, I guess it was pretty easy to deal with that usurper.
Very inconvenient. And yeah, Zarja gets killed off screen, basically.
Alright, your favorite, Webs.
And yes, also your story upgrade is what the promise that Serka made, a discount. Now it will cost less to hire mercenaries. Now, if I understand correctly, if I remember correctly, before progressing forward with the DLC, we will have to conquer the outpost that the orcs actually currently have in the region of Lithiad. So that's what we'll have to do in the next part. See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.